No one knows like what comes after I like big butts, and I cannot lie. And so, anyway, this one chick with like butt implants took the microphone from me mid song and just finished it.
Well, NFL Week 9, our Week 8 picks. Mike, I think I won last week.
Did you? I don't.
Pause.
Look. All right. I'm gonna take my own temperature here because I think I've been red hot.
Hot? Get out of here, Mike.
I called the Broncos too. You weren't the only one. We both picked them.
Anyways, Week 9, right? We have actually a fair amount of requested matchups that people want us to preview. If in the future you want us to take any special look at matchups, please just leave that in the comments below. However, all right, our first matchup comes to us all the way from Germany. You have the Dolphins swimming their way across the pond, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Mike, who do you have in this matchup?
Yeah, this is a good one, Dirk, but Ace Ventura, they're not. I think I like the Chiefs to get it back on track. I don't foresee Andy Reid letting this one get away from the Chiefs mid-season. I have a feeling they got like the bad game digested out of their system against the Broncos. I like Kansas City getting it done. But Taylor Swift is probably not going to go to Germany, right?
That's right. So who are you taking?
I'm taking the Chiefs. What do you got?
All right. I'm taking the Dolphins because they swim their way across the pond and do swimmingly in this matchup. Taylor Swift is not appearing. Those are my two takes on this game. All right, our next requested matchup, Mike.
Taylor Swift's not flying thousands of miles to Germany.
Hey, you know what? Katie would do that. She wouldn't give a shit about football. Katie would go all the way to Germany just to go to Germany instead of watching my game if I was in the NFL.
I can believe that.
Our next matchup, this is an odd request, but we have Falcons and Vikings, two potentially new quarterback situations here. Detail that out, Mike.
Did you secretly request this, Mr. Vikings jersey?
No, that's not me.
Okay, so the Falcons and the Vikings. The Joshua Dobbs era of the Vikings. What a time to be alive. I don't know, Derek. I think I'm gonna go with Atlanta on this one. What about you?
Yeah, I like that pick. All right, Atlanta's playing at home. Also, Taylor Heineke probably getting the start over Desmond Ridder.
Yeah,
I'm going to take Taylor Heineke and a lot of throwing to Kyle Pitts on this one. Atlanta wins this one. All right, our next matchup we have, Mike, Ravens Seahawks.
Ooh, the birds, the two birds, but not the actual birds. That's Philly. These two teams are actually both performing pretty well. And I don't know that everyone had this circled as a big-time matchup at the beginning of the season, but it kind of is, right?
Yeah, 6-2 and 5-2.
Yeah.
A lot of divisional standing implications on this one.
Yeah. Man, I like Baltimore to get it done. I really hope for the sake of my fantasy team that both offenses blow the scoreboard up because for some reason I have a lot of guys from both teams. But I think Baltimore really is starting to play good football and announce themselves as probably the number 2 team in the AFC. Although, as you know, there's someone else I love to talk about. But we'll go back to you.
All right, I'm going to take the Seahawks in this one. I think Geno Smith is still getting overlooked. Also, I do think that I'm not a believer yet in the Baltimore offense. I still think that it just has not taken off. You heard all about the new offensive coordinator and how this was going to take off over the course of the season. I just haven't seen that as much as, I mean, you take the Detroit game and throw that one out, and this looks like a mediocre offense to me. So I'm going to take the Seahawks in this one.
Yeah,
all right, our next matchup, Mike. Now, this one, I swear, was actually requested, okay? Your New York Giants versus the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, my God. Is this has to be the toilet bowl of the week, right?
You would think.
I would think. The Raiders are like the literal toilet bowl right now, but it's instead of a toilet bowl, it's a swirling chaos.
Mike, is just a quick aside. Which one's a worse game? Okay, you have Commanders Patriots, you have Colts Panthers, or Raiders Giants.
I think it's got to be the Raiders and the Giants. I think we might have to disband the Giants if they lose this game, Dirk. The Raiders have fired their head coach. They've fired the general manager. They benched their quarterback. If the Giants lose this game, I don't know what else to say. Granted, wait, is it what's his name? Because last week, the most New Jersey thing ever happened, right? You had the Giants and the Jets play, and comes in at quarterback. It was like a Jersey Shore episode all collided. It was fantastic. Is it Tommy DeVito at quarterback still?
Dude, I don't know. Tyrod Taylor? Who else? Did someone puncture his lung again? I mean, what's going on?
He got hurt. I didn't see what happened, but yeah, Tommy DeVito came into the game, and then the Giants sacked Zach Wilson with like a minute 30 left, and I think the Jets had like one timeout, and they still somehow lost the game. They were winning at that time. Like, it was impossible that they lost, and they still did. I think the Giants have to win this, Dirk. There is no way they can lose this game to the Raiders. No way.
Okay, I am saying the Raiders are going to win this one. You shed yourself of Josh McDaniels. Broncos know how that feels. As soon as you get rid of McDaniels and Hoodie Jr., things are going to get better. I think Devontae Adams has just an absolute monster game. You know, he's recorded less targets over the course of like the last 3 games than he has in the course of his whole career in the same amount of span. I mean, this is like just an utter mismanagement. I think it's a great move to get away from Jimmy Garoppolo. However, why would you sign a guy to a 3-year contract if you're not just going to bench him 8 games into the season? It's just what a dumpster fire in Vegas right now. I think if you're a fan, you have a better chance of seeing a winning season if you just turn on the WNBA in your local sports than you do if you turn on the NFL, and that's actually just a factual statement. So stick to the WNBA, Vegas fans, because you're going to be sorely disappointed with anything coming out of the NFL with that team in the near future.
Golden Knights. Yeah, you got the WNBA and the NHL crushing it in Vegas, and then you got the Raiders.
If you're Saquon Barkley, what do you do? I mean, I'm just sitting out. I don't even care about my contract at this point. I'm just sitting out.
I mean, he keeps on saying that he wants to be a Giant for like his career, and I'm like, why, man? Like, I want to see you do well.
Okay. 2 other quick ones that we have requests for. It's your Cowboys versus the Eagles, a huge NFC matchup. Mike, who do you have?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we didn't lead with this one, honestly. Man, I think Dallas is due for a big win, Dirk. I think they're due to finally get one. It's going to be a close game. I like Dallas pulling the upset in this.
You know, just when you thought the Eagles were unstoppable with the unstoppable play, I think they also sputter. I'm going to take Dallas and Dak Prescott in this one as well. You're going to see them, or I should say the Eagles, sputter just like they did on that unstoppable play, which if anybody hasn't seen that, go take a look at that because that's pretty incredible. Final matchup we have for the week is Bills versus Bengals. You're seeing Joe Burrow reemerge from a hobbled mess.
Yeah.
In this.
Man, this is the game, of course, that everyone remembers from last year that, basically had to be suspended and then was never finished. These teams, of course, have like a lot of history. This is tough, but I think I like Buffalo getting back on track with one. I mean, they won last week. It wasn't a great performance. I think the Bills are going to get it done in this one.
After the second week, I told you that the Bengals by week 8 would have a winning record. Would you believe me? Probably not. I'm going to go ahead and take Joe Burrow in the Bengals because the Bills just have not looked good. They didn't make any trade deadline moves. Why should I be a believer in a team that just really doesn't seem to believe in itself?
They did sign Fournette. for what it's worth. We'll see what that yields, but they did pick up Fournette. He has big-time playoff and Super Bowl experience. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I think I'm leaning Buffalo on this one, but I certainly would not be shocked if Cincy won.